Welcome into the Oklahoman's video studio for another edition of Zoo Tales with our friends from the Oklahoma City Zoo. I'm Dave Morris, filling in for Matt Patterson, who usually anchors this segment. Trying to make it through with our friends from the Oklahoma City Zoo, as I mentioned, Eddie Whitty, animal curator. I keep saying it wrong every time. We also have Chase Harvick, also from the Oklahoma City Zoo. Gentlemen, thank you so much for your time today. 3 topics to get to. Spring break on the back end. We're talking red pandas, but first of all, Eddie, or Chase, I'll throw it your way. The art contest coming up, the annual art contest.
That is right, Dave. This is our 14th annual Dr. Pepper Vending Machine Art Contest, and it's one of our favorites. We had students from across the state, K through 12, can enter for the chance to win a $300 gift certificate to the Oklahoma City outlets.
Cool.
And they can win, they're going to get their artwork displayed at the zoo for an entire year.
They get bragging rights, right?
It's fantastic. Everyone who enters, and this is not just winners, everyone who enters into the competition is entered to win a $1,529 college savings account. We partnered with the Oklahoma College Savings Plan. You've heard of the 529.
Sure.
That's where we get the $1,529. It's pretty cool. And the winners will be announced Sunday, April 22nd. That's Earth Day. We have a big event at the zoo at 2 o'clock.
Cool.
So,
what all are you guys doing for Earth Day this year?
TBD. You know,
Okay.
we have big events every year. It's called the Party for the Planet. We're going to have animals. We're going to have experts. I don't know. We have a partnership with an organization in Zimbabwe called the Painted Dog Trust, and Dr. Greg Rasmussen runs that. He's an expert in the field. He's going to be at the zoo for Party for the Planet. So we've got a lot planned.
Very nice. So the students can enter this contest through the end of March, runs through March 31st. You can enter online and fill it out that way, right?
Absolutely. I'm going to give you the website address. It's okczoo.org, and that's where they can get the entry form and all the stuff they need there. There are actually 2 categories, upper 6th grade through 12th grade and lower K through 5th. We pick a grand prize winner from each of those categories, and they have their designs at the zoo for an entire year. And we're expecting over 1 million people in 2018, so that's a lot of exposure.
Sure, yeah.
So for future artists.
The kiddos can have that bragging rights
Yeah.
for the next year. Hey, that's my artwork that 1 million people are
And
going
Dave,
to see.
I should mention that the theme this year is Year of the Bird.
And why is it Year of the Bird, guys?
Celebrate our world's winged wonders, and I'm not sure, even right now as I look at it on my notes here, if it's winged or winged.
Is it curator or curator?
There is a big discussion internally, but no, winged or winged wonders.
Okay.
But it is the Year of the Bird, and I'll let Eddie talk more about that.
Yeah, National Geographic declared this the Year of the Bird, and that's in celebration of the 100th anniversary of the Migratory Bird Trust Act. And that went into effect in 1916. Was when it's passed and went into effect in 1918. And that protects all the migratory birds in the United States, Canada, Mexico, because we got treaties with those guys.
Gotcha.
And that protects everything from cardinals, cranes, doves, anything that's non-game, so it takes the whole gambit of everything.
What will the judges be looking for this year among the artwork?
Well,
Anything with feathers and wings and beaks?
Birds would be appreciated. We just want passion. We want people to show their love for animals, for conservation, and that's really important. And it has to be fun, too, because we have the coolest jobs on the planet. We get to go to work with animals every day. It's fantastic.
And these kids, I've seen them over the years, these kids come up with some of the most creative, passionate artwork that I've ever seen, because they get into this.
Sure. Yeah, well, kids love animals,
Yeah.
and to your point, that passion, it's a genuine sort of passion. We may like our dogs and cats and pets, but they attach to a certain, perhaps it could be a zoo animal, maybe a red panda that we'll talk about here in a second. But you guys see that passion. Again, the contest runs through March 31st. You can go online, as he mentioned, to the website okczoo.org for more information, including some entry information. And they don't necessarily have to be a school member or associated with a school. They can enter on their own if they like, right?
Absolutely. Home educators, home students are welcome to enter as well. It's open to everyone K through 12 in the state of Oklahoma.
All right, very good. Eddie, let's learn more about you. I mentioned the animal curator. How long have you been at the Oklahoma City Zoo?
33 and a half years.
Geez, that's a long time. Congratulations on that.
It's been great.
I'm sure you've seen a lot of changes at the zoo over the years.
I've seen many great changes. I mean, just to see how we've grown over the years and how the emphasis has changed on animal keeping from just having exhibits to doing everything from enrichment and training to where we have animals doing voluntary things like blood draws. We just got blood off of a lion, and she let us do it while she's awake. It's protected, of course, but the staff is just amazing what they can accomplish.
Wow, no kidding.
And Dave, why that is important, you know, previously we would have had to use anesthesia to do a blood draw on an animal like that.
So it's much better on the animal if you're not.
Exactly.
She does it for a meatball, you know, and and animals participate and they want to participate. And just the strides that we've made on how we can do medical procedures and just everything is just amazing.
So those are some of the things you've seen over the 3+ decades. Tell us more about your job, specifically what you do.
So I manage the birds, carnivores, hoofstock, and small mammals now. And it's just kind of what animals do we want to get into, make sure that we have the husbandry right for them. I mean, it's everything from budget to working out there and going out and working with the staff and training them.
Okay. What got you into this line of business?
I've always loved animals.
Yeah.
Yeah, as a kid, you know, drove my parents crazy on, hey, I want that chicken. I want that little thing right there, you know, and then just kind of lucked out. It was meant to be. I was taking classes at OSU and took a class here and got hired my second week and never looked back.
Very cool. Chatting with Eddie Whitty and Chase Harvick with the Oklahoma City Zoo. You mentioned what animals make sense for this zoo, and that leads us right into the red pandas. What's new there and what's going on?
Okay, so red pandas, we just got a new pair in. They're a species survival plan animal, and that means species survival plans, we call them SSPs. And that's where we actually manage a group of animals in North America and as one population. And they will have a group of people that will look at that. They have a coordinator, and they will look at genetics and try to keep genetic diversity going for, you know, ever. You know, we always say, like, we look at what 100 years is going to be. But they will make recommendations on what animals will be paired up and what animals will be transferred to what institutions. And so they made the recommendations for us to get Thomas and Leela. Okay. Because we've always had a great history breeding red pandas here at our zoo.
What do you think that is?
I think it's just our staff knowing what they're doing.
Okay.
And, you know, in our climate's
well,
not
huge.
too bad. We've got the experience. And not to say that other places don't, but we just have that. Every place has their little knack for what they can do, and red pandas happens to be one of ours.
Tell me more about red pandas. I'm going to plead complete ignorance here on a red panda. Are they? Hey, they like the crazy weather that Oklahoma has sometimes, or is it the food, the vegetation? What is it about Oklahoma that they do okay?
The weather here can be challenging. They are more of a cold weather. They come from China and Nepal, Himalayas kind of stuff. So heat can be an issue with them. But luckily, we have a new exhibit coming called Sanctuary Asia, to where they will be housed in, which will have indoor air-conditioned viewing for the pandas.
Nice.
Yeah, so they can be on exhibit all the time. Right
Red
now,
Panda Spa.
Yeah, so they have it all. They can handle our winters just fine.
Okay.
You know, summers are our heat, so that's the reason we wanted to have the indoor viewing for those guys so that they can be seen year-round.
So we have 2 red pandas coming in.
Yep, they're already here.
They're already here,
yep.
And people will be able to see them later this spring, right?
Yeah, and we're hoping to get them on exhibit next week or so.
Okay, and then we also have a little bit of a shuffle going on. Wasabi and
Jaya.
Jaya. Glad you said that.
So, Wasabi actually left today. She went to Omaha, and that was an SSP recommendation for her to go up to there. She's our last offspring from Jaya. Jaya is kind of being retired. She's a great animal, would make a great exhibit, but she's getting older, and she doesn't need to have any more babies right now, which she'd probably be pleased with at this point.
Yeah, Jaya's 10, and she's been at the zoo since 2011.
Yeah.
So, and I think Wasabi was, I think Wasabi was our 15th offspring since we started hosting red pandas in, when was it, 15 years ago?
Something like that,
yeah.
15, 20.
So, we are, yeah.
Any going away party for Wasabi? Any parting gifts?
A little extra bamboo and her little monkey, or panda biscuits as we give them to her.
Very nice, very nice. All right, so the red pandas, as we mentioned too, will be, they're already here in Oklahoma City. They'll be on display later this spring.
And Dave, I'll mention real quick, people, even if they're not at the zoo, can enjoy our red pandas. We have a panda cam in the red panda habitats. It's 24/7 online, okczoo.org. Just click the link on the homepage. You can watch our red pandas play anytime. It's a lot of fun.
Well, guys, I have some guests coming in towards the end of March, and 6 and 9 years old, so some youngsters coming in. What do I need to tell them about the Oklahoma City Zoo that people who watch this segment may also not be aware of?
Listen, there's never a bad time to visit the zoo. When it's rainy, when it's cold, we have indoor exhibits, but I think the 6 and 9-year-olds would flip out about our children's zoo, and I'll let Eddie talk a little bit more about that. But it's got everything from flamingos and wallabies to you've got the lorikeets,
spider monkeys,
exactly.
lorikeets.
It's so much fun.
Contact animals. I mean, it's animals that kids like. Something that they can kind of relate to. Monkeys climbing around. There's a little climbing place for the kids outside of that, so they can kind of do the same thing that the monkeys are doing, and it's just engaging for them.
Very good.
And Dave, while they're there, they've got to stop by Stingray Bay. You can actually touch a stingray, and just watching them it's so tranquil. They're such a unique species. But,
yeah, visually, you're right. They are very unique,
mm-hmm.
and the touch, the feel, that little bit soft, that leather, that's just unusual.
It's just great. Yeah, it's fantastic. So I would check out the whole zoo,
mm-hmm.
but make sure while you're there, go to the Children's Zoo and Stingray Bay.
All right, very good. I will certainly pass along that information. We should also mention for kiddos of all ages coming up in March, spring breaks. You guys have some camps.
We sure do. Spring break day camps. These are full day. They run from 8:30 to 5:15. Kids from 4 to 11 years old. We have programs specifically tailored for them. And those dates are, we have one on Friday, March 16th, and then Monday, March 19th through March 23rd, that Friday. I think that's when most of the state's on spring break.
I think you're right.
We only have a few spots left, and there's so much engagement that our education department offers. We have animal-related crafts. We have animal ambassadors, which are our kind of interactive animals like armadillo and birds and rabbits. They have all kinds of fun stuff they get to interact with. They get to tour the zoo with trained professionals, and they get to attend keeper chats, which are our experts go and talk to the kids. It's fantastic. It's $45 a day. You can register online at okczoo.org/camps. I feel like I'm just giving you websites.
No, but I was about to say, these guys are fantastic. I don't need to do anything here. You guys are having a great conversation. Lots of information, lots of activities coming up. As you mentioned there, you see the website. The page has pulled up, okczoo.org. You mentioned on the camps and the interaction with the staff there, but then I also saw the artwork. That's what kiddos are looking for, is that interaction, the touch, the see, the feel, the creating.
Absolutely. And you see, I would say about half of our guests are kids, and just to see how passionate they are about this and about the animals, and then transitioning that passion into conservation and knowledge and education and what they can do to make the world a better place, it really is inspiring. So
good stuff. All right, don't forget about that art contest, the Year of the Bird. The Year of the Bird celebrate our world's winged wonders. The 14th annual Dr. Pepper Vending Machine Art Contest, where 1 million people could possibly see that artwork as they visit the zoo. Gentlemen, thanks for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Dave.
And as you mentioned, more information, okczoo.org.